everyone, and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be reading a multi-character exterior by me, so let's get into it. Child. Though Child does not take his shirt off a lot, since he lives, in the cold parts of the universe, or Teva to be exact, he does take it off a lot in Liyue. It's very hot in there. He doesn't get it. Though it's mostly at his house. So when they come out of his room to look for him, you don't expect him to be looking out of his window, shirtless, and without any shame about it either. It was like he was just showing off to the world. And he was your man. You were not going to let that happen. You wrapped your arms around his waist, pulling him closer to you and kissing him, telling him that he shouldn't be just like this when he was yours. And you started making beyond jealous while he just laughed at how cute you were, kissing you and telling you that there was nothing in the world you could be jealous of, especially since he only had eyes for you. You were his love, for this life and every other afterlife he gets. You would always be the one for him, and that's a fact that will never change. Albedo. Albedo doesn't actually go shirtless a lot, and I've never seen him shirtless before. So why did this happen? You were mixing stuff in the lab, and some of it got in his clothes, and thankfully, it wasn't dangerous, it didn't hurt him or anything, but he still needed to get them off, because they were all just dirty now, and he didn't expect them to just be there, in the room with you, and take them off totally normally like that, like you weren't even there. And you didn't expect them to have muscles. Those back muscles were just absolutely delicious, that you could barely even stop yourself from just holding him and kissing him all over. And when he turned around, he smirked, asking if you liked the whole show, which made you blush very brightly, apologizing for staring at him like that. But to be really, really honest, you did like the show. And you would have wanted to see him shirtless more. But worry not, because right now, Albedo knows your weakness. And oh, like hell was you going to exploit your weakness to hell and back, because he just liked it when you blush like that. And he was going to fluster you. A lot. Venti. Venti doesn't have any shame in being shirtless and doesn't see anything wrong with it. If anything, if he wanted to, he'd probably go shirtless in the middle of Mondstadt City. But he wouldn't do that to his poor citizens. So, he only did this at home. Some days, he just wanted to take the whole outfit off, to be honest. But he was merciful enough that he only took the shirt off. And he almost forgotten that you were there. And when you walked in on him, in his room, it was unlocked, which meant that nothing could be happening in there. But the last thing you expected would be Venti just lying there, arms outstretched, shirtless on his bed. And you got a little bit of thoughts that maybe you shouldn't have. And then he smiled, asking if you wanted to do anything. And with that mischievous look in his eyes, you could really just see what he was hinting at. But you acted completely oblivious. Wanted to first rate him more since he was just trying to fluster you so much. And honestly, it was kind of fair, since he was not playing fair at all, and now it was your turn to take your revenge. Kazuha. Kazuha actually would really look good, shirtless, but there hasn't been an opportunity for you to see him that way, and you only just started to have one right now, because the two of you lost something in the water and he decided to go swimming to get it back. And now, his shirt was all just wet, so he had to take it off if he didn't want to get sick. And when he took it off, it didn't expect to see those abs in your way, and you started blushing, not sure if you could just stare at them out in broad daylight like that. And once he took it off and hanged it somewhere, he looked over at you and smiled. His face glitched a bit. Is there something, traveler? You could see that his voice was high pitched and it made you laugh, shaking your head, and telling him that he just looked really hot, deciding to say the truth in the end, which made him blush right there, thanking you and just trying to look at anything else. Meanwhile, you made it your task to kiss those apps sometime later, even if it wasn't today because he was too shy. Not to mention, this was the first time I'd seen him. Maybe the second time. He did want another opportunity to see those apps after all. Scaramouche. Scaramouche does not go shirtless a lot, or hardly ever at all. So why did you see him shirtless this time? Well, he was changing and you walked in on him. And now, you were staring at him awkwardly, blushing brightly, but just felt awkward and kind of shy. And when you focused, you saw that little scar on his back. Usually you knew that Dottore healed all of his scars, but this one, he didn't, because Scaramouche did not want to see him again. So he just softened, kissing the scar softly, making him shiver a bit and blush. Then you wrapped your arms around him, pulling him closer to you, kissing his cheek as well, telling him that scars were nothing to be ashamed of, and that he looks good, with or without his scars. His scars are a part of him, a part that you wanted to acknowledge, and a part that you wanted to love. Xiao, you have always wanted to see him shirtless. I mean, he was an adeptus who has worked in fighting people for more than 1,000 years. You could only imagine what his abs looked like. So, it was kind of a good time to put all of those imaginations and just pictures in your head to rest, and finally see the real thing, since you're going to the beach. And this time, Xiao was going shirtless. So when they finally came out of the room, just shorts on, and completely shirtless in front of you, you couldn't help but blush, staring at him. And he blushed right there, just looking at you and feel like he was confused beyond belief. And then you looked away. You look really hot, Xiao. What? What are you saying? Traveler, can't we just go to the beach? He said nervously, and you could see that he was blushing all the way to his ears and down to his neck. It was adorable, and you couldn't just stop laughing, telling him that yes, of course you could go. Maybe you couldn't kiss him now, but some other time you would really put your hands on those apps. Though today, you felt like you were blessed already just to have seen them at all.